But Casey,
Yes.
what are we doing right now?
Morning coffee.
It's still our coffee time and feeding our children time, as you can see. So, this was actually the best cup of coffee in a long time. So, Casey, why are we in Norway still?
Well, there are several different reasons why we're still in Norway. One of them is the fact that the ticket prices to go from Norway to BVI right now are way expensive compared to the prices in a month or so.
The prices for tickets in the summertime are really expensive. We went on a, what's it called? A smell? A smell?
No.
No? It's not a smell.
No.
But the Norwegian word is smell. What is the English?
We got a shock.
Ah, okay, we got a shock. It's not for a smell, it's for a shock. Stop laughing, you're shaking the camera.
Okay. We've tried to prepare as good as we possibly could, considering the fact that we haven't actually seen the boat yet. But we have gotten a lot of pictures, and we're going to show you guys some of them today and try to tell you what we have discovered that needs to be done. Some of it we already knew. But let's start at the bow. When you look at the hull at the bow, it looks actually quite okay. But then if you look up to the pulpit, you can see that it's pushed over to one side. So we will have to change the pulpit. The reason why there are some repairs, we showed a little bit of it in our first video, Living Senlima teaser. We said that, or it said so, that she was knocked over during Irma. She was on the hard when the storm hit, and the boats were pushed over like a domino effect. They pushed over and fell on top of each other.
And now we can enjoy the coffee. This is great. So let's get back to take the coffee with us, and we go back to the picture.
Yes, and Ayacanora has a really classical look to her. The lines and so on. Almost midships.
That is easy to repair. Just some heat and a good hammer. Then it's brushed down the old paint, painted up again. It should be good as new.
Yes, and the reason why we can do it that way is because she's made in aluminum. We continue to the port side, and here you can see that some of the stanchion is still there, but basically we need to change all of it. Wow, look at those beautiful lines, such a classic. Here's the bump and the biggest rift, but
approximately 8 feet.
a little over 2 meters long. That's a lift keel.
That's cool.
That's really cool. That's what we wanted when we were looking for a boat. That was one of the things we really wanted, because then we're able to sail into shallow places and much more maneuverable.
Yeah. Well, Casey, should we go on top of the boat for a while?
You mean check out the deck and what we can see on top there?
Yes.
Let's give them a heads up. There is a lot of mess because the masts are down and they are placed all around the deck.
This boat, Ayacanora, should have 2 masts and 2 booms. We count a lot more than is possible that was on Ayacanora. So we actually don't know what it's on. Maybe they mixed up the masts, maybe we can't use anything of it. Maybe we just got some extras.
The steering wheel is all missing though. We haven't seen any picture of it. We have some plans at this area, but that is for another video. Then we enter the cockpit.
Friends visiting.
Yes.
This piece is insanely,
Messy
yeah,
and unfunctional.
yes. And a refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Fridge. Thank
Yeah.
you. Darn English. Underneath the wheelhouse, there is the engine bay. Here comes women's domain. Just follow. I sit in the wheelhouse.
Well, then we enter the main living quarters. Of dining table is a gimbal centerpiece, so you can place the food there, and even in bad weather it won't spill. I think that's such a cool idea.
Yeah. We have never heard of it before, and we are so excited to see that little gimbal. It can't be that little.
But it's a cool little thing. We've heard of gimbals on stoves, and a gimbal, you have gimbal on, what's it called? The
Camera?
Yeah, on the camera.
On a drone?
Yeah, you have gimbal on lots of stuff, but we've never heard of a dining table gimbal.
No.
But we got one. And then when we continue to the front, we enter the front cabins. It used to be 2 and a crew cabin, but then they turned it into one and a one and a crew cabin.
Yes.
So if you have any good ideas, we do have some, but we would be happy to have suggestions. So please post underneath. But let's continue back. Then we of course enter the dining room again. And then if you look to the right, which is actually the port side, in the back you can see the kitchen. And there at the very end of the kitchen, you see yet another fridge. So I think we're gonna have enough room for food.
Maybe. Not as much as you eat.
No, not for enough beer for you.
No.
No.
All the way to the aft of the boat, it's the boys' playroom.
No.
Yes.
It's the captain's cabin.
Oh, it's my place.
Yes.
Oh my. That's the tour of the boat.
Give us any feedback if you have any good ideas, what to do, what we should keep, what we should change. If you saw something, any ideas, just comment below.